All right, want to get right to your forecast with Ryan because the afternoon is something you'll be watching closely.
Yeah, and usually a day like today you have rain, a lot of clouds. You don't really think of severe weather, but there's so much wind energy in the atmosphere that some of these storms to the west probably survive the trip into Maine later today. Here's a look at the radar right now. It's not raining everywhere. In fact, parts of southern and central Maine are mainly dry at this point. The heaviest and steadiest rain has been through the foothills, mountains, now parts of central Maine too. Some downpours moving into Bangor. Those extend all the way back up toward Greenville and a few more here in the Oxford Hills. No lightning in the state at the moment, but there is some lightning in far northern New Hampshire and a couple of other cells here off to the west that have been producing a little bit of lightning. This is not the main show, though. What we're looking for later today is going to be this line of storms back here to the west. There already is a tornado warning there in central New York. I think the main threat today from this line of storms will be obviously heavy rain, thunder, and lightning, strong gusty winds, and possibly some rotating storms. So that's what we'll be watching the radar for closely later on today. This is not a classic setup in that we have the rain and cloud cover here, but this low is so strong, some of the energy in the atmosphere may be able to support this line coming into Maine and then weakening as it crosses through. So you see that here on the severe weather risk, the highest risk in Vermont and New Hampshire, southern and western Maine, and then the storm should weaken, although they'll still produce lightning as they move through down East Maine later on today. There is a risk for a tornado mainly to our west in Vermont and New Hampshire. We'll just have to see if any of those rotating storms make it this far east later on. So we'll show you the timeline. This is 2 o'clock. Some scattered showers along the coastline with a gusty breeze coming in off the ocean. Most of the rain through the foothills, mountains, and north at 2 o'clock. But here comes that line, and that's what we'll be watching for the potential for severe weather later today. 4 o'clock coming into the western foothills and mountains, and then working its way east during the early evening. As that happens, it likely begins weakening, but still produces downpours, thunder, and lightning. We'll just have to see how strong it is as it comes into Maine from New Hampshire around 4 or 5 o'clock this evening. As we go through the evening, this should move through pretty quickly. It'll fly by, so we may actually break some sun out before sunset over southern and western Maine, while we still have storms continuing in down East Maine through 9 or 10 o'clock the latest this evening. Rainfall amounts will be highly variable depending on where those downpours set up, but the best chance for an inch or two of rain will be in the foothills and mountains. That's where a flood watch has been issued through today. That's the bad stuff. Now let's talk about some better stuff. Well, tomorrow actually looks pretty good. The storm system sits to our north. We get a westerly wind, and that will mean that southern and central Maine are at least partly sunny tomorrow, and temps along the coastline will be warmest, up near 80. A little bit of a different vibe to the day in northern Maine, where there are more clouds and a few showers tomorrow. And then for the weekend, that system is still to our north, so we'll have clouds mixing with some sun and the chance for a brief shower both Saturday and Sunday. But a lot of the time this weekend will be dry. It just will be on the somewhat cooler side with, again, sun mixing with clouds. Gale warnings up on the water as the southeast wind increasing this afternoon, gusting up to 40 knots out on the ocean. So we'll be watching this evening. It's going to be a quick moving line of storms, but it may pack a punch as it rolls through between about 4 and 8 p.m. from west to east. Weekend, a mix of sun and clouds, just a chance for an afternoon shower each day, and there may be another round of some steadier rain later Monday into Monday night, Brian. And if anything looks concerning in New Hampshire, we'll pop on News Center Maine's streaming app around 3:30 to update on that.
We'll watch the timing there. Ryan, thank you.
You're welcome.